Hello and welcome to the second instalment of the British Book Awards 2020 digital ceremony. Here's Chief Executive of the bookseller, Nigel Roby.
Welcome back to the Nibbies, the British Book Awards brought to you by the bookseller. I hope you had a nice Nibbies cocktail. Check out all the pictures at #Nibbies. What fantastic shortlists and winners. And this year, more than ever, with friends and colleagues apart, the joy of winning a Nibbie was there to see. My personal favourites, Bantam Press for winning Small Press of the Year and Bookish for Indie Bookshop. Some joy in a tumultuous year. If you missed anything, it's all up on thebookseller.com/awards. And now we're on to Author, Illustrator and Books of the Year and what shortlists we have. Great books, great writing and commercial success. Before I hand over, a personal thank you to my colleagues at the bookseller for their hard work, humour and support, and to the inspirational book trade, a privilege. Cheers. Now it's back to Alan for our first Book of the Year award.
We start with the Book of the Year non-fiction lifestyle, supported by BookGig, a dedicated events channel run by the bookseller featuring hundreds of virtual and live book events. And to present this award, an author who's sold 25 million books worldwide. Her most famous book, P.S. I Love You, now has a sequel. Postscript is out now from HarperCollins, and we're excited for what's to come from her next novel in 2021.
Hello, I'm Cecilia Hearn, and I'm honoured to announce the winner of the Non-Fiction Lifestyle Book of the Year. Let's take a look at the finalists.
Thanks, Cecilia. On the shortlist here, from Bloomsbury, Dishoom by Shamil Thakrar, Kavi Thakrar and Navid Nazir. From Michael Joseph, Hinch Yourself Happy by Mrs. Hinch. From Bluebird, Pinch of Nom by Kate Allinson and Kay Featherstone. From Penguin Life, The Book You Wish Your Parents Had Read by Philippa Perry. From Ebury, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy. And from Michael Joseph, Veg by Jamie Oliver. And it's back to Cecilia to reveal our winner.
And the winner of the Non-Fiction Lifestyle Book of the Year is Pinch of Nom.
Thank you so much for awarding us with the Non-Fiction Lifestyle Book of the Year at the Nibbies.
It's an honour to receive this award, and we want to thank the judges and everyone at the Nibbies and the bookseller for recognising us and our book in such an unexpected way.
Believe it or not, I really wanted to self-publish, but a very good friend convinced me otherwise, so thanks also to them.
It's been an incredible journey, and we have so many incredible people to thank, so we better get a move on.
Yep. To our amazing team who worked hard with us on the book. To our publisher, Carol Tomkinson, alongside Breed, Martha, Jodie, and everyone at Bluebird and Pam Macmillan who brought this book to life. To Claire Holton, our agent.
We'd also like to say a massive thank you to our community and every single reader.
Thank you. Honestly, this is such an honour, and we wish everyone a great night.
Non-fiction lifestyle book of the year, Kate Allinson and Kay Featherstone's Pinch of Nom from Bluebird, and thanks to Cecilia Ahern. The next two awards are supported by World Book Day, the charity dedicated to celebrating the benefits of reading for pleasure for all children. They want every child and young person in the UK and Ireland to have a book of their own and benefit from shared reading. And to present these, his latest viral project has taken lockdown by storm and has certainly been stuck in our heads for a while. Who knew a little ditty about a baked potato could lift our spirits so much? He even has his own Thank You Baked Potato book out with Egmont.
Hello, I'm Matt Lucas. I'm here with The Baked Potato, and we're presenting two awards today, and the first one is for children's fiction. Let's take a look at the nominations.
On the children's fiction shortlist, from Electric Monkey, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. From Simon & Schuster Children's Books, A Pinch of Magic by Michelle Harrison. From Macmillan Children's Books, The 117-Story Treehouse by Andy Griffiths, illustrated by Terry Denton. From HarperCollins Children's Books, The Beast of Buckingham Palace by David Walliams, illustrated by Tony Ross. From Bloomsbury Children's Books, The Good Thieves by Catherine Rundle. And from Orion Children's Books, The Star Outside My Window by Anjali Q. Rauf.
The winner for Children's Fiction Book of the Year is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder.
I'm Holly Jackson, and I cannot believe that A Good Girl's Guide to Murder has just won Children's Book of the Year. Words are failing me, literally. I want to thank the judges so much. I am so incredibly grateful and honoured that you would choose this book, especially this year with such an amazing shortlist. I want to thank my agent, Sam Copeland, who is the best agent in the world. Although don't tell him that, because he doesn't need to get any bigger head. I want to thank Egmont, Ali Dougal and Lindsay Heaven for believing in me from the start, and the team at Electric Monkey, Sarah, Jazz, Siobhan, Hilary. Thank you so much for helping me bring this book out into the world. I want to thank my mum and dad, because you're supposed to. Thanks for buying me books and letting me build little hamster runs out of them. Thanks to Ben for feeding me and keeping me alive while I write these books. And mostly I want to say thank you so much to booksellers up and down the country who got behind this book in a really big way, foisting it aggressively on everyone who came in the store. Thank you so much. And to everyone who's read the book, I'm so glad that you have found your inner detective with me. And thank you, thank you, thank you.
Congratulations to Holly Jackson and Electric Monkey for A Good Girl's Guide to Murder.
Moving on now to Children's Illustrated and Non-Fiction Book of the Year, and the nominations are...
From Hodder Children's Group, Heartstopper Volume 1 by Alice Oseman. From Puffin, Look Up by Nathan Bryan, illustrated by Dapo Adeola. Also from Puffin, On the Origin of Species by Sabina Radeve. From Elliot and Thompson, co-created with Simon & Schuster Children's, Prisoners of Geography by Tim Marshall, illustrated by Grace Easton and Jessica Smith. From Alison Green Books, The Smeds and the Smoos by Julia Donaldson, illustrated by Axel Scheffler. And from Wren and Rook, You Got This by Bryony Gordon. And with news of this winner, it's back to Matt Lucas.
Non-fiction book goes to... The Smeds and the Smoos.
Wonderful.
Well, I'm really overwhelmed. It's difficult to know what to say, but obviously I really, really want to thank most of all Axel for doing such wonderful pictures in the book. And of course, our great editor, Alison Green, and the designer, Zoe Tucker, and then also, last but certainly not least, Penelope Dawkes, the wonderful publicist at Scholastic.
Well, I'd like to thank Julia for coming up with this wonderful text, and everybody at Scholastic, of course, and not to forget all the readers and book buyers who bought the book and obviously loved it, because many, many people bought it. So, and I hope they all I hope they enjoy, they entertain and enjoy the story, but also think about it a little bit.
Congratulations to the Children's Illustrated and Non-Fiction Book of the Year, Julia Donaldson, Axel Scheffler and Alison Green Books for The Smeds and the Smoos. And our thanks to World Book Day, as well as Matt Lucas and his baked potato friend. Our next Non-Fiction Book of the Year award is for Narrative, supported by The Telegraph, one of the UK's leading quality news brands, whose digital content reaches more than 25 million users across the UK. To present this award, an editor, writer, activist and co-founder of the Big Book Weekend, they're also the bookseller's Future Book Person of the Year 2019. Here's Kit Duval.
This is the award for narrative non-fiction. These writers have brought structure and artistry to help us to understand some of the big themes of the day. Never have we needed them more. Let's take a look at some of the finalists.
On the non-fiction narrative shortlist, from Chatto and Windus, Invisible Women by Caroline Criado Perez. From Hodder and Stoughton, Lady in Waiting by Anne Glenn Connor. From Pan Macmillan, Me by Elton John. From Doubleday, The Body by Bill Bryson. From Bloomsbury Circus, 3 Women by Lisa Taddeo. And from Picador, 'Twas the Night Shift Before Christmas by Adam Kay.
The non-fiction narrative winner is 3 Women.
I don't know. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who liked my book. And this is probably the most incredible honor that I've felt since it having been published. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the British Book Awards, to Bloomsbury, to everyone on the staff of Bloomsbury, to my agent in the UK, Catherine Summerhays, to my agent in the US, Jennifer Joel, to everybody. Jake, Savannah, I've never done this before, so my gratitude is massive. So thank you so much. Oh, and my husband my husband needs to know this. So thank you so much. I'm so grateful, and just thank you.
Non-fiction narrative book of the year, Lisa Tadeo's 3 Women from Bloomsbury Circus, and thanks to Kit Duval and The Telegraph. Next up, we have the Book of the Year award for crime and thriller, supported by Stylist, who help market thousands of global brands, keeping a commitment to feminism, equality and female empowerment at the heart of everything they do. To announce the winner is a TV presenter, producer and director who releases his debut crime novel, The Thursday Murder Club, in September from Viking. It's been hailed as a little beacon of pleasure in the midst of the gloom.
Hello there, hope you're all enjoying the British Book Awards. I'm Richard Osman. Now, you may know me best as a television presenter, but as you can see from the beard, I'm now an author. My debut novel, The Thursday Murder Club, comes out on September the 3rd. As you can tell by the title, it's a crime novel, so I'm absolutely delighted to be presenting the Crime and Thriller Book of the Year. Let's take a look at the nominees.
From Bantam Press, Blue Moon by Lee Child. From Little Brown, How the Dead Speak by Val McDermid. From Dark Skies Publishing, Imposter by L.J. Ross. From Atlantic Books, My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite. From HarperCollins, The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. And from Orion, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides.
A brilliant list of nominees, but there can only be one winner. Who's it going to be? The winner of the Crime and Thriller Book of the Year is... Congratulations to My Sister the Serial Killer.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Thank you to the British Book Award. Thank you to the Nibbies. Thank you to Atlantic. I mean, I'm thankful that the UK has embraced this book so completely. Like I said earlier, London is a second home for me, and so it feels like I'm being embraced by a place that I love, a place I grew up in, and as someone who's been dreaming of being a writer since she was like 8, I am incredibly, incredibly thankful. I hope I continue to do everybody proud who has believed in me and my journey and this book. And thank you. I just thank you so much.
Crime and Thriller Book of the Year, My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite from Atlantic Books. And thanks to Richard Osman and Stylist. Next, it's the debut book of the year in partnership with the Zoella Book Club. Founded in 2016, Zoe and her team feature one book a month to read with their followers that ignites reflection, happiness and conversation. To announce this Nibby, they're a public speaker and former MP for Liverpool Wavertree, in which they became the first ever shadow cabinet member for mental health.
My name is Luciana Berger, and it has been such a privilege to be involved in this year's British Book Awards. It's certainly been one of my lockdown highlights to have had the opportunity to read so many brilliant books. Let's look at who's in contention for this next award.
On the shortlist we have from Wildfire, Fleischmann is in Trouble by Taffy Brodessa Ackner. From Blue Moose Books, Leonard and Hungry Paul by Ronan Hessian. From Trapeze, Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams. From the Borough Press, The Binding by Bridget Collins. From Viking, The Confessions of Franny Langton by Sarah Collins. and from Zafra, The Familiars by Stacey Halls.
And the winner of the Fiction Debut Trophy is Queenie.
Amazing. I want to thank my entire publishing team from the beginning to the end. I'm going to do first names. Katie, Kate, Sarah, Rebecca, Maura, Leanne, obviously Jo Unwin, my agent, who is the most incredible person and has held me mentally and physically this whole time, from the beginning until now and beyond. And I would like to thank all of the readers and everyone who gave me a voice, gave Queenie a voice, gave Queenie an identity. I would obviously like to thank the British Book Awards. And do I want to thank my friends and family? Yeah, thank you to them for always holding me down. That's a very nice thing too. But mainly, thank you to the readers. I'm so grateful for them. And thank you to all of my fellow shortlisted authors. You're amazing.
Congratulations to the debut book of the year, Trapeze's Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams, and thanks to Luciana Berger and the Zoella Book Club. Our next Book of the Year award is for fiction and is in partnership with the TLS, who bring together the world's most interesting thinkers and stylish writers. Here to present the award is a best-selling author, broadcaster, and co-founder of the Women's Prize for Fiction. Her next book, The City of Tears, will be published in January by Pan Macmillan.
Hello, I'm Kate Moss and I'm delighted to be presenting the Fiction Book of the Year. On the pages of a novel, we can travel anywhere in the world and at any time. We can see our own experiences reflected back at us, and we can see into the hearts of people completely different from us. And most of all, when times are a little bit tough, and let's face it, they have been a little bit tough, we are connected through the novels that we read, the familiar friends that we go back to time and time again. So before I tell you who's won, let's see the amazing books on this year's shortlist.
Thanks, Kate. On the fiction shortlist, from Zafra, Silka's Journey by Heather Morris. From Hamish Hamilton, Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo. From HQ, Lies, Lies, Lies by Adele Parks. From Michael Joseph, The Giver of Stars by Jojo Moyes. By Penguin Random House Children's and David Fickling Books, The Secret Commonwealth by Philip Pullman. And from Chatto and Windus, The Testaments by Margaret Atwood.
What an absolutely fantastic shortlist. But now, the moment of truth, I have the envelope here. You need to provide your own drum roll, I think, and I'm going to open it up. I'm delighted to say that the winner of the Fiction Book of the Year 2020 for the virtual Nibbies is Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo.
Oh my God, I'm crying. I never cry. It's like it's worth waiting 40 years when these things come along. I'm 61 years of age now, and to suddenly, get these things like the Booker and now this, it's just phenomenal. So I am so thrilled to win this prize. It's wonderful. I feel incredibly blessed. I want to thank my publisher, Simon Prosser of Hamish Hamilton of Penguin Random House, because he has published me, as I say, as many times as I need to for the last 20 years. Not made much of a financial return on me, but always been there as a safe house for my experimental, very African diasporic literature. And I feel so grateful to him. So I would not be here. I would not be probably not publishing this book, or perhaps even not writing this book if it wasn't for Simon Prosser. And of course, the team at Hamish Hamilton and Penguin Random House, because there are many, many people who support the careers of writers. So I really want to say thank you to them. I want to say thank you to the bookshops who have promoted my work. And, that's also so important. It's part of the infrastructure that keeps us going. And of course, my agent, Emma Patterson at Aitken Alexander, my former agent, Carolina Sutton at Curtis Brown, and all the teams at those agencies as well, who again work to support writers. So we walk off with the prizes, but actually there are so many people who make this happen for us. So I just want to thank them, and my husband, who is in the other room, and he probably heard me go, ah! So thank you so much. This is wonderful. And it's wonderful.
Fiction Book of the Year, Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo from Hamish Hamilton, and thanks to Kate Moss and the TLS. Audiobooks come under the judges' scrutiny next. This award is supported by Times Radio, the new live speech and news radio station launched today, featuring well-known presenters including John Pienaar, Mariella Frostrup and Asma Mir. Now to present Audiobook of the Year is a talented journalist, presenter and writer. His latest book, Elizabethans, How Britain Happened, is coming soon from HarperCollins.
Hello everybody, Andrew Marr here. I'm delighted to be presenting Audiobook of the Year. I've been spending the time in lockdown preparing the last bits of my new book, Elizabethans, a kind of social and attitudinal history of the British during the Queen's reign. But like everybody else, I've been obsessed by books, reading more than ever in my life before, and in particular enjoying some great audiobooks. So without any more ado, let's have a look at who are the finalists.
Thank you, Andrew. And the audiobooks on the shortlist are from Macmillan, Gotta Get Through This by Louis Theroux. From W.F. Howe's My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, narrated by Warucha Opie. From Bonnier Books, The Beekeeper of Aleppo by Christy Lefteri, narrated by Art Malik. From Audible, The Body by Bill Bryson. From Bloomsbury, The Madness of Crowds by Douglas Murray. And then 3 from Penguin Random House Audio. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, narrated by Elizabeth Moss, Bradley Whiteford, Amy Landecker et al. The Testaments, also by Margaret Atwood, narrated by Anne Dowd, Bryce Dallas Howard, Derek Jacobi et al. And The Secret Commonwealth by Philip Pullman, narrated by Michael Sheen.
And so to the moment itself, the winner of Audiobook of the Year is The Testaments.
You're kidding! Oh, that's fantastic! What an honor, really. Thank you. I remember being in London at the National Theatre when Margaret released her novel, The Testaments. How beautiful the audience was, and then to be able to take it to the next step of an audiobook, which was unfamiliar to me. The privilege of carrying on as Lydia in the hands of the genius of Margaret Atwood and the publishers that took me by the hand and showed me how. I would love to speak with my colleagues one day who recorded also. I know they were wonderful. And my deep gratitude to all of you. Thank you.
Audiobook of the Year, Penguin Random House Audio's The Testaments by Margaret Atwood, and thanks to Andrew Marr and Times Radio. Next up, we have a very special award, the Best of the Nibbies at 30, celebrating 30 years of the Nibbies. For 30 years, the British Book Awards have celebrated and rewarded everything that's good about British publishing. And for this anniversary award, the shortlist consists of 10 titles, which have been whittled down from 30 of the best and most iconic books to have picked up a Nibbie. And the 11th book comes as a wild card, a book that didn't win a Nibbie, but perhaps ought to have. And the winner was chosen by a panel of selected judges. So taking the Best of the Nibbies at 30 award, it's J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Hello everyone, I hope you're enjoying the virtual Nibbies. It is a massive honour to receive the 30th anniversary Best of the Nibbies Award for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It's particularly meaningful because the first award Harry ever won was a Nibbie. I was absolutely petrified walking up to that gigantic stage, and I was so proud and thrilled to return to my seat holding a giant golden pen nib. I want to thank Bloomsbury for taking a risk on a totally unknown author, and I want to thank the 2 British editors who worked with me on the series, Emma Matthewson and Barry Cunningham. I'd received so many rejection letters, and I vividly remember at our first lunch Barry turning to me and saying, "You know, I think this could be quite popular." I've recently returned to children's writing with the Ichabog, and it's reminded me that there is no joy like interacting with young readers. Since childhood, books have been my greatest refuge, and nothing makes me prouder than to think that my books have been that for other people. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here and so delighted that Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone has won the Nibby for the greatest Nibby of the last 30 years for being the most influential book and the best book of that period. Huge congratulations to Jo Rowling for this. Publishing Harry Potter has really been the most exciting experience which any publisher could dream of, and we've been very lucky to do it. I'd especially like to thank all of the booksellers who are in right from the beginning in 1997, helping to make this global phenomenon ignite from the early bonfires here in the UK. This was completely unstoppable. I'd like to thank the judges of the Nibbies. I'd like to thank all booksellers. I'd like to thank my colleagues at Bloomsbury, particularly those of the past who worked on this, but a number of us are still there. And thank you to everyone at Bloomsbury. But particularly, I'd like to thank booksellers, illustrators, librarians, teachers, parents, printers, and distributors. They were terribly important in the huge logistical phenomenon that was Harry Potter. But most of all, J.K. Rowling, whose marvelous imagination brought this worldwide revolution to all of the world. Thank you, Jo.
Congratulations to the British Book Awards Best of the Nibbies at 30, J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It's time now to reveal the British Book Awards Illustrator of the Year. To announce this year's recipient, here's the illustrator of Wolves and many, many more gorgeous children's books published by Pan Macmillan, each book filled with endearing characters that capture the hearts of her readers.
My name is Emily Gravitt and I am here in my studio to present the British Book Awards Illustrator of the Year, and I'm really, really excited because it happens to be one of my favourite illustrators. So without further ado, and as if by magic, let's find out who it is. This illustrator is beloved of generations of children and their parents, and is the creator of more than 50 picture books, including classics which continue to sell and grow in influence every day. His most famous character, a colourful and very distinctive patchwork elephant, gives a gentle message of inclusion and self-acceptance, and it remains as popular as ever after last year celebrating its 30th anniversary. The anniversary edition alone sold more than 40,000 copies in 2019. This year he celebrates 40 years of another classic featuring neglectful parents, a small monster, and a child called Bernard. Then, of course, there is the time travel and adventurer Mr. Ben and the childlike King Rollo. As his longtime publisher Anderson Press has said, what better way to honour the living legend that is David McKee? In our minds, he is not only illustrator of this year, but of every year. So congratulations to David McKee on becoming the British Book Awards Illustrator of the Year.
Hello everyone, my name is Klaus Flügge. I am the publisher and founder of Anderson Press, and I've been publishing David for over 50 years now. He's sorry not to be here. He's stuck in France and has no computer and no iPhone. But he asked me to give you a little note, and the little note says, the last time I won a prize, was the Enid Blyton Sunny Story coloring competition. And he came second. And that was 2 years ago. And he lied about his age. So he says again, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Congratulations to Illustrator of the Year David McKee, and thanks to Emily Gravitt. And so to the Author of the Year. It's sponsored by Monte Grappa, purveyors of fine Italian writing instruments since 1912. And yes, the winner will be receiving one of these beautiful bespoke pens soon. This award treads the line between the hard numbers of the bestseller lists and writing excellence. But beyond that, it seeks out writers who've contributed to the common good of the whole of the book world. Our presenter is one of this year's Nibby's judges and Director of Arts at the BBC. He's worked on the BBC's Culture in Quarantine series to bring cultural delight to us in lockdown. It's Jonty Claypole.
Back in 2001, the bookseller described this author's debut novel as something completely different. A fresh and original historical novel narrated in verse. 6 more novels followed, with the author exploring ideas of race, class and migration, and always producing work that was bold, inventive and daring. Long acknowledged and admired as a writer's writer. Then 2019 happened, and this writer became the author everyone was talking about, with her 8th novel, an ambitious and innovative novel told in 12 voices that has dazzled critics and readers alike. The novel was a cultural event, and it also saw her make history as the first black woman to win the Booker Prize. She has since used her growing platform to advocate for a better, more inclusive publishing business and a more equal society. I was personally delighted that she took part in the Big Book Weekend, the virtual book festival with BBC Arts, supported as part of our Culture in Quarantine initiative. She also created a superb monologue from the viewpoint of COVID-19 for BBC Two's Lockdown Culture. For all this and more, Bernardine Evaristo is the British Book Awards Author of the Year. Congratulations, Bernardine.
What? WTF? What? WTF? WTF? Wow. I just feel so blessed and so grateful. And as I said earlier, the age of 61, and I keep saying that because people think, if you don't achieve your dreams by the age of 30, that's it. You're sort of never going to get there. And, I've been in this game a very long time and it's so sweet. And that is wonderful. So thank you. And thank you to the judges, of course. Thank you to the judges and thank you to the awards, the British Book Awards. Wow.
Congratulations then to the British Book Awards 2020 Author of the Year, Bernardine Evaristo. And thanks to Monte Grappa and Jonty Claypole. Our final Book of the Year award goes to one of the 8 brilliant books we've already celebrated, as it's crowned the overall Book of the Year. To reveal this prestigious winner, a writer, comedian, broadcaster, actor, producer, whose newest book, published by Trapeze, will guide you on an eclectic meander through the calendar year, illuminating neglected corners of history and fascinating new figures to meet. Please welcome Sandy Toksvig.
Hello there, how lovely to take part in these esteemed awards, although how odd to be doing it from my own library in front of my own books. I'm sure a lot of authors find lockdown a little less odd than other professions. Certainly we've been able to carry on easier than chiropodists. I've actually taken the time to write an almanac for next year. You'll know it's mine. It's called the Toksvig Almanac. Straightforward. Lots of great work being admired in these awards, but I have the honour of announcing the overall Book of the Year. Let's take a look at the finalists.
Thank you, Sandy. Now here's a reminder of the 8 contenders for this coveted title, Book of the Year. Non-fiction lifestyle winner, Bluebird, Pinch of Nom by Kate Allinson and Kay Featherstone. Children's fiction winner, Electric Monkey, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Children's illustrated and non-fiction winner from Alison Green Books, The Smeds and the Smooths by Julia Donaldson, illustrated by Axel Scheffler. Audiobook winner from Penguin Random House Audio, The Testaments by Margaret Atwood. Non-fiction narrative winner, Bloomsbury Circus, 3 Women by Lisa Taddeo. The crime and thriller winner from Atlantic Books, My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite. Fiction debut winner from Trapeze, Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams. And fiction winner from Hamish Hamilton, Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo. 8 fine contenders, but only one of those can be overall book of the year.
Right, in a traditional manner, and because we still need a little if distant tension, the winner of the British Book Award Overall Book of the Year is Queenie. Well done. I've nothing to give you but socially distant love.
Ah! No! That is wild! Sorry, can I swear? Can I swear? That's amazing. Fuck. Okay. Woo! Wow. I had a look into... I've always sort of looked at these lists because I've been part of publishing, and I understand that the book of the year has been going for a long time. And I'm the first Black winner, and the first Black woman to win it. Now that's the case, which is amazing. And I'm proud of myself, obviously, in ways, but I guess I would like to be prouder of the publishing industry. And I don't, as much as I rate my work, I don't doubt that there are books by Black women who have come before me who are also deserving of that prize, but maybe those voices weren't seen or heard. And so I think that with everything going on at the moment, I think it's amazing to have won this. And I also know that there's a lot more work to be done. I know there's a lot more change, and a lot more active work and activism to be put into making sure that I'm not the first person to have won this sort of prize in such a long time. And the last thing that I will say is that the last words in Queenie that I wrote were Black Lives Matter. And it feels really important to say that again here, and to say that as such a big part of my acceptance speech, because I'm really proud of who I am and I'm proud of where I've come from. And against all the odds, I've managed to get to this place. And I just hope that more people like me get to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the British Book Awards Overall Book of the Year, Queenie, Candice Carty-Williams and Trapeze. And thanks to Sandy Toksvig.
Many congratulations to all of our winners, wherever you are. Enjoy your celebrations and do keep up the fantastic work. Goodbye for now. I'm looking forward to seeing you next year at Grosvenor House. Stay safe and see you soon.